What's the worst thing a teacher ever said to a grieving child? I was 9 when my dad died in a scaffolding collapse. I came back to school after a week, and right after attendance, Mrs. Crane looked at me in front of 26 kids and said, "The class sent flowers to your father's funeral. I covered your share, so bring $2 tomorrow. I need to be paid back." Then she opened her textbook and started the lesson like she'd just reminded me about a library book. I remember staring at my desk, cheeks burning, while the kid next to me whispered, "That's so messed up." Before the bell rang, Mrs. Crane walked the aisles checking homework planners. In mine, in her perfect cursive, she wrote, "Owes $2, classroom flower fund. Parents please send tomorrow." She underlined it twice. My mom worked doubles at a diner after Dad died. She was quiet, always tired, the kind of person teachers assume won't push back. That night she found the planner while packing my lunch. She read that line maybe 5 times. She didn't yell. She just got very still, then took a photo of the page and said, "Don't worry about the $2, baby." The next morning she requested a meeting. Mrs. Crane didn't apologize. She folded her hands and explained she was teaching accountability, that the flower fund was a classroom tradition, and that grief doesn't exempt anyone from responsibility. Principal Foley nodded along and offered to waive my $2 as a courtesy, given the circumstances. A courtesy. My mother thanked them politely and left. What neither of them knew was that my mom had spent 11 years doing bookkeeping for my uncle's landscaping company before I was born. Numbers were her language, and something about the phrase classroom tradition stuck in her head like a splinter. At the funeral, I'd noticed something I didn't understand yet. The class bouquet still had its price sticker on the cellophane. Discount grocery store, $12.99. I only remembered because Dad used to buy Mom the same ones. When I mentioned it, my mom went quiet again. 26 kids at $2 each is $52. For a $12.99 bouquet, she started asking around at pickup, softly, casually. Turns out the flower fund had been running for 9 years. $2 per kid when the janitor had surgery, $2 when the secretary retired, $2 for a student's hospital stay, a coach's funeral, a crossing guard's stroke. 9 families remembered paying. Nobody remembered ever seeing receipts, and nobody had ever dared to ask because Mrs. Crane graded their children. My mom built a spreadsheet. Dates, events, class sizes, what a bouquet actually costs. Even lowballing everything, the fund had collected close to $2,000 over 9 years for maybe $300 of grocery store flowers. Then she wrote a polite email asking for the fund's records. Mrs. Crane replied that it was an informal goodwill collection, and records were never necessary among a trusting school community. My mom printed that email too. The school board held its open meeting the first Tuesday of the month. Public comments welcome. My mom took the night off work, put on the navy dress she wore to Dad's service, and signed the speaker list. I sat in the second row. Mrs. Crane sat with the staff because attendance was expected. My mom stood at the microphone and read one sentence. "Owes $2. Classroom flower fund. Parents please send tomorrow." Then she held up my planner. My husband died on a Tuesday. My 9-year-old was billed for his funeral flowers on the following Monday, in front of the entire class. The room went dead silent. Then she laid it all out. The photo of the price sticker, the 9 years, the 9 families, the math, the email refusing records. She never raised her voice once. Parents in the audience started murmuring. Then one stood up and said, "We paid into that fund 3 times. Another, "Us too." Mrs. Crane shot to her feet, face blotchy red. "This is outrageous. No one has ever complained. It was for the children." The board president asked her very quietly to sit down, then announced a formal financial review, effective immediately. My mom gathered her folder, walked over to the staff row, and placed 2 crumpled dollar bills on the empty chair beside Mrs. Crane. "Your share, paid in full."